Hey everybody, I'm Rich G.
And I'm BJ Flagg, and this is episode 282. Content is King, delivering on your company's message.
This is crazy. BJ, you probably work with all these people on content and developing content and stuff. I
Oh my
just feel sorry for you.
God. Well, for me, it's 44 different companies doing 44 different messages. You get to stay in your lane and stay with your messaging. And there's amazing stuff that you do, Rich. So this
Thank
is going
you.
to be fantastic to be able to talk about content from a marketing standpoint, but also kind of use your company as an example.
Well, I'll be happy to be the pinata. You can hit me, so that would be great.
I love what you do. One of the confounding issues in marketing is just being consistent and providing a message about your company across all your marketing channels.
Yeah, and also the most important thing is getting the message out with a timely, common voice. I have a hard time with that. So.
Yeah. And I'm constantly amazed at the people who do come and see us about where they're starting with their journey into content. So surprisingly, this is definitely something that people are talking about all the time right now. So I'll lunge right into it. The first thing, don't no shocker here, start with a content calendar. We are really going to be focusing today on blogging, emails, and social media. That gives us kind of a context of for a small business, these are the things that you can kind of handle on one content calendar and really make happen. Rich and I have talked about content calendars in the past. These need to be, a whole year's worth of content. So you can see your seasons, your company cycle, the divisions are covered, and you have the ability to look ahead. That's your biggest thing, looking ahead and being able to be have your messages done.
Yeah, and this is not totally locked in stone. See, a lot of people probably get nervous that, well, once I make this calendar for the year, I'm locked in. I go, no, if something happens or something new comes along, you definitely can mix and merge other ideas in your calendar. But
Oh yeah,
having a calendar helps you plan out when you talk and when you do, and you're not playing catch up all the time.
exactly, exactly.
Well, our second area is set your marketing strategy and your timelines. That's so important. When we get out of corporate and we start our business, we either forget or minimize our marketing needs. Well, if I just hang a shingle out on the building, clients will flock to my business. That's all I need, and you couldn't be more wrong.
Right.
Big or small, companies spend a lot of money and time to get their message out there to attract customers. So you have to have a build and have a strategy. You need to assign timelines to that strategy, and then you need to pull the trigger on it. Too many people develop that strategy and they put it into a drawer. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, you got to make it actionable. So don't work in a vacuum. Work with your sales team. They are the voice of the customer. They're telling you what the customer wants and needs. Then you can deliver it and market appropriately to them.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, your sales team can tell you so much about what's going on. And they are more than happy to talk in advance about things that are going to be happening and stuff like that. You can interview them. Yeah, there's just so much that you can do with the sales team to really make that happen. So the next thing is create overarching messaging and have little micro campaigns. A lot of people fall into this trap of just having one message sallies. They're just always talking about this one thing, and they don't realize their company provides a lot of different services. So it's important to do all that. Add a bit of hierarchy to your marketing content by having these overarching themes that are tied to your company's businesses and services and the time of year things like that, stuff that you need to push, sales, stuff like that. And then the micro campaigns can highlight a little specific sale, flash sale, a product that you need to push. The sales team will tell you that. Oh my gosh, we have too many of these widgets. Get on it. So you can be very nimble and go after that. The best thing you can do is have variety so that the company voice comes out perfectly, but you have variety. And that is so important.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So you need to be current and relevant. Okay. Think of where the tennis ball is going to land and not where it is now. Okay. Your customers, your clients, your prospects, everyone, they're looking to you to get advice, to get a vision, to get insight, to help them make key decisions and move their lives and businesses forward. So, it's people, it could be you making a YouTube video on how to fix a washer. If you sell washers and dryers, appliances, you're going to get people flocking to you, how to diagnose if your dryer isn't working right now. So stop thinking of what used to work. Like, well, I just put up a sale brochure in the in Valpak or something, or we always did it that way. Embrace change in your marketplace and talk to the current and future needs of your customers and clients. Show them, be an informational resource. I always say, be a Wikipedia for your customer. They want to come to you because you are a qualified expert on this stuff. So that way you stay ahead of the competition and attract people who see you as the vanguard of your industry.
I love that, Rich, because I feel in a lot of ways that's what you do.
Oh, thank you.
Have all these topics that you talk about. And we know full well, just from doing this podcast for 5 years, people come and say, oh, I wish, Rich would talk about blah, blah, blah. And it is so wonderful to know that, we have that rich history of, things to lean back on. My topic now is working in advance.
Yeah.
Work in advance. This is the biggest gift you can give yourself. Content batching, which is working on a lot of content at one time, can be done a month ahead. It could be done a quarter ahead. You can look at the entire year and space everything out and just have that off your plate. You can involve team members to help. You can research information, and you can dive into interviews that you would just normally not have time for. You can't do that on the fly. You got to have some planning for a lot of that stuff. And also, you might be in one of those businesses where you need to go through compliance. Think of a financial firm, right? And you got to get approvals, got to go up the chain, find the information. You also have to get artwork done. You got to get photography done. One of the funnest things that Rich and I do with our producer, Richard, is come up with really incredible graphics that can support what we're doing. I can't tell you how important that is, but it can't be done in a day. It just can't be done very, very quickly. So as far as thinking ahead, you give yourself the time to do that.
Yeah, it's so important. Yeah, again, thinking ahead on this stuff. We're not saying that you do this immediately, but as you start putting out content, start thinking about how people consume it and how people run into it. And it's graphics, it's placement, it's timing. I constantly am thinking about, like, when do I send out my newsletter? Let me try 7:30 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning, in the afternoon. I've been trying weekend delivery of my newsletter to see if more people read it or not. You're always balancing how many people are reading it, how many people are clicking in it, and how many people are unsubscribing, and see what's resonating with my audience and what isn't resonating.
Yeah. And what Rich is talking about is using your analytics, which is what he's going to talk about again right now.
Absolutely. So use your analytics, expand on articles that were popular. Okay, this is the best part of having written over 800 blog posts. I have a lot of stuff out there. I always expand a topic that I've covered. I'll take a topic and I'll rewrite a little bit and republish it. I'm not the New York Times where people are going to go, well, I read that article 2 years ago. No, reuse stuff. It's fine. I'll look at the analytics and realize a topic is hot and will expand on the thoughts to get a larger engagement on that theme. I remember I wrote an article that was written on the book. It's called The 5 Regrets of the Dying. And it was an interview that a hospice nurse did with all of her patients that were passing away. And she would ask them, what are some regrets that you have? And she would track that, and she found there was a commonality. There were these 5 regrets. Well, I wrote just a quick article on it that listed the 5 regrets and pointed to the book and the author. And my site went down because someone grabbed my article and published it on Facebook, and thousands of people went and hit my site within minutes, and my site went down. That's how there was that many people. So you never know what you're going to hit, and look at the analytics and understand a topic is hot, and we'll expand on the thoughts to get a larger engagement on that theme.
Right.
If each article ties back to a product or service, I'm following a thread of interest. You're following that chain, which will ultimately lead to sales. It's a great way to ride a messaging wave.
Yeah. And really, when this starts to happen, tell the sales force. Tell the sales force.
Yeah.
Because they gotta be jumping on it. All of a sudden you start talking about having one particular thing and you see numbers jump, warn them. Be part of that team, because that is so phenomenal.
So BJ and I have given you 6 ideas. So just pick one of them and try it this week. Just try it. By implementing even one of these strategies, you can grow your content that will grow your presence, that will grow your business. Okay.
Yeah. And, we thought to ourselves, we need a resource that's going to be impactful to making this happen. Because there might be a lot of you that are just starting out on this journey. So we want to make sure that we're giving you something that you can use. It's called the Profitable Content System, the Entrepreneur's Guide to Creating Wildly Profitable Content Without Burnout. Something we didn't cover today, but that does happen. Mira Corthan, she's just done a great job of putting this together.
Yeah. Are you scrambling to fill your content pipeline? I know a lot of people are, and BJ, you probably know.
Yep.
She's going to help you and help you deliver a yearly plan for content, and delivers the goods for content organization and execution. So this is a step-by-step way to start your blogging process.
Yeah. And she does go over a lot of the facts. Like she goes over how to get subscribers, what's your brand authority. She's going over a lot of the buzzwords and things that are key to making this all come together.
And that's it for this week. You can reach out to me at richg.com, and you can find BJ at newrenew.com.
And thanks to our producer, Richard Scalzo, who makes everything happen.
And have an unbelievable week, and catch you later.